Alright, what is up bros? Welcome back to another lifting log. So yeah, today we have our main lift being the overhead press, which is a lift I do really enjoy. Obviously I know it's not a powerlifting lift, but I do really like this lift. I just find it a very fun lift to do. One of my goals is to be able to hit 100 kg overhead press. That's one of my goals to get eventually, which doesn't seem too unreasonable. At the minute my estimate is like 80. So hope that, you know, we better hit that by the end of the year, I would have thought. Anyways, I digress. So, again, continuing the what I feel like is a deload week. We had 5 sets, 4 sets of 3. Last set being the AMRAP. You guys probably know the deal by now. Overhead press. 65 was feeling pretty good. As you can see, the weights are sort of flying up pretty well. Not particularly a struggle. I think yeah, my last set I did we did 10 reps, which I did grind out a little bit. The last rep was a grind, I'll be honest. But overall, felt pretty good. 65. This is the AMRAP set. Put a belt on just to make sure my brace stayed consistent throughout the whole set. It was a long set. I do find it funny how red in the face I go doing overhead press. I notice that when I'm looking, sometimes I look directly at the mirror when I'm lifting, and as my face just goes so red with these. I think it's because they're holding the breath so much and trying to brace a lot, and then it just sucks to re-brace at the top. I think that's the rep 8, maybe rep 9. I think that was 9. Gotta do one more. Okay, no, that was 10. It was 10 and still moved okay then. But I got a bit dizzy. So, as you can see here, I conk my head when I come down. Yeah, I bang my head on the bar there as I come down. So as I'm sure you figured out, we're doing floor presses. I have never done floor presses. I had no idea how to set up floor presses, what weights to use for floor pressing. But it was a bit of a thing. I had no idea what I was doing. So in the end, I got these like riser blocks that they have here to use, but it really wasn't great. It was not ideal setup at all. I kept sort of, you know, bumping onto the risers, as you can see. So like, so my arms would be hitting the bottom of the floor anyway, and then I'd be just resetting, just pressing from the bottom position, which I guess isn't too bad. What we're doing, I've got 100 kg there. I think my estimated for benching is like 130. So I'm not sure if this is like a good amount of weight for it. Here I tried removing one of the blocks, so I started lower, which felt better because then I wasn't completely stopping on the blocks each time. But it did mean that I sort of started in a bit more of a not strong position because I had to like sort of not necessarily roll the weight forward or roll the weight back kind of thing, but my arms and wrists weren't in a great position to start with basically. And it was really dodgy to sort of put them back on the blocks as well. And then I tried to flip them over as well, as you can see here. I put them back on each other again, but I flipped them over. Then they'd sit a bit deeper. And that was, it was okay, it felt better, but they were all over the place, as you can see. I kept knocking them and fucking moving them around and shit. It felt absolutely very, very dodgy. I swear it doesn't just drop the fucking whole lot on me. So yeah, it kind of sucked. And it wasn't until like I finished doing all the sets and I sat down that I realized I could have just used the Smith machine, because the Smith machine obviously goes right down to the floor basically. So I could have just had it like wrapped here so that I could then unrack it and just do it like that. I don't know why my stupid ass head didn't think about that. Is it after I did the 4 sets of floor press? But yeah, so next week I'm going to do, hopefully the Smith machine will be free, because every time, to be fair, when I was training today, the Smith machine was constantly being used, so I don't think I would have the chance to use it anyway. I also had quite a little wholesome moment. I wasn't recording obviously, but this lovely lady here, she's finished her set of leg press, I think after I finished my floor press, and she hit, I think she hit a new PB. She said she like increased it by 30. I'm assuming she went kg. But yeah, should you increase her weight by 30 kg? just quite a bump up, and she let me know. She was really happy with herself. She did a little dance. It was very cute. It was very wholesome. Very wholesome moment in the gym. I don't really get talked to in the gym very much. I don't know why. Sort of not a very sociable gym, I guess. I don't know. And then we got some tempo overhead press. So just really slow in the decline and then just up. Pretty much. So I've got quite a nice pump out of these. I prefer to do like these seated, just so I've not got to constantly worry about being braced the whole time. So these are some, like, not grindy reps, but it's a long set when you're doing these like paused. Yeah. And I also realized I had the pins too high to re-rack them when I started. As you can see, I had a bit of a panicky. I was like, oh wait, no, that's not quite in the right position. So yeah. But yeah, that, and after that, as you can see, we had some tricep extensions and the rear dead flies again. Yeah, that pretty much wraps up week one, sorry. The first week 10 peak phase of the training. But I think I'm like, what? I think there's 8 weeks of the peak phase until like my test and like mock meet day kind of thing. Because I've not applied to any comp yet. But it's going to be my mock meet / 1 rep max attempts day in like, I think 8 weeks or something like that. But yeah, so I'm quite looking forward to actually seeing what my realistic 1 rep maxes are. Because at the minute I've just got my estimates and I don't know how accurate they are. So we shall see in a few weeks' time. But yes, I will see you guys next week for week 2 of the peak phase. If you're the same exercises, obviously all the weights are going to bump up. And hopefully all my execution and setup for everything will be a lot smoother, because I would have messed up once already. So then, learning from your mistakes and all that jazz. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good weekend, good training, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.